What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 22 of Goggins Force Training. This week back down to a light week since we were able to successfully push some of the weights last week for the first time in a while. Still staying with that heavy and light rotation. So what we'll be seeing here is 5 total triples to the box with foam. This is a new addition here to my box squat that I've been doing. Went and found actually a piece of kind of medium density foam at Fred Meyer of all places, and I duct taped the two together because we're classy like that. And so what you end up getting is a bit of compression in the first piece of foam and significantly less into the second piece of foam, which kind of kills your ability to rock or cheat in any way coming out of the bottom, but then also forces you to squat a little bit deeper and you drive up just with the hips. So although just a small difference, I can feel a pretty big difference in how these felt relative to just squatting down to, we usually have a bumper plate put onto the box with the top, or that blue piece of foam there, which is like an AirX pad or something like that. So that is slightly different, but did 5 triples at 365 here. All of those felt pretty good, didn't have any pain or issues or anything like that. They just felt like some work. So finished those and then was able to do some more raw pause squats. I kept the weight at those at 225 and did 5 total working sets of 3, all without a belt. Just a couple second pause down at the bottom, basically focusing on finding good position and balance in the hole and then firing up more smoothly than quickly. So I'm glad to say that those felt good. My ankle has actually also been getting a little bit better. That's been pretty tight for the last few weeks, but that's starting to get better as well. Went and saw my chiropractor midway through this week here on the Wednesday, and he did some adjusting on the ankles themselves, a little bit of scraping in through the Achilles, and then also wants me to start spending some time barefoot, or at the very least just not as much time in shoes. Now what I think ended up happening is when I put my orthotics in for a few weeks to help the hip heal, and then went into Vegas and was in the flip-flops, the orthotics kind of let the muscles in my feet atrophy, and I gave myself just some tendonitis in the ankles. So 2 days of just running around the gym barefoot or in slides, which you'll see me actually benching in on a Wednesday workout, and the ankles feeling significantly better already. So between that and the hip feeling still pretty good, I was pretty happy with how things are progressing. The pause squats on this day all felt really balanced. They're just feeling good, so nothing really too exciting to talk about there. On the deadlift training for this week, we brought back in some accommodating resistance in the form of 80 pounds of chain. So what I ended up doing was hitting 7 singles with 315 plus 80 pounds of chain. I did that on the stiffer Ohio power bar, also hook grip, also without a belt, just to get some extra work in with those and just practice my technique. All those moved really well, felt pretty good, had good balance of leg drive. Pulling barefoot is just a little bit weird feeling, mostly just because I look down and I see my feet instead of my shoes where I normally line up the bar. So it did take me a couple sets to kind of find the sweet spot as far as how close I want to stand relative to the bar. But once I figured that out after the first couple of warm-ups, everything felt really fine. Hook grip felt good, was able to get the back tightened up, and the pulls felt relatively smooth and effortless, which is a good feeling. So because these were lighter and I didn't have any rack pulls to hit this week, and because I wanted to make sure I didn't over tighten up my back with lots of heavy shrugging, I kind of switched the order of some of the movements on the day. So after the speed pulls, I went into just a lighter Pendlay row. Like I stayed at 225 for 4 sets of 10, rather than trying to go heavy with them and use a little bit of body English. I kept them pretty strict and just did a nice dead stop, holding a deadlift position and focusing on drawing the bar up towards my hips. And then after that lighter movement, pushed harder significantly on the chest supported row. So I worked that up to something like 415 or something like that. There was a plate on there. I threw 100 on and then basically added a plate each set. So I think I ended up hitting, I don't know, something between 145 and 415 or so after they were all said and done. But I think I only got 8 reps on the heaviest set there. So those all worked pretty well, and then put the shrugs at the end and just kept that at 315 for 4 sets of 15 reps. Trying to keep it a little bit more strict since the weight was lighter, rather than allowing a little bit of body English on those like I tend to do if I'm shrugging on one of the actual heavier deadlift sessions. So all that felt pretty good. Felt good to be able to train my back heavy. It's one of the things that I have not done in a little while as well, and it's always been my favorite body part to train. So I enjoy the accessory work for back more than probably any of the other lifts or any body part. So after that comes the Saturday bench workout, which was a little bit of a disappointment. My shoulders and just everything was still a little bit tight from the deadlift work, so I might have pushed a little too hard on the chest supported rows, but I couldn't get into good position. I felt like I kept loosening up, and everything from the unrack to my descent just felt really off on this day. So all I've really included here was my warm-ups at 315 and 365, which felt like shit. 385, which was supposed to be my final warm-up, which I missed, and then decided to back it off to 315 and just work some sets of 5s. And I essentially just repeated what was supposed to have been the lighter bench workout from last week. I think if I do that and just pay attention to keeping my shoulders nice and loosened up over the course of the week, that combined with some rest and water, I should be good to come back and hit this workout this following weekend. So I was scheduled for 405 for some singles or doubles. Did not happen on this day, but I should be able to put that together next week. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And as always, be sure to check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com.